Aguilita, ven, ven, ven. Abuelita, Aguilita, ven, ven, ven. Abuelita, Aguilita, ven, ven, ven. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. Welcome to Spiritual Guitar. My name is Devin, this is Daya, and today we're playing Aguilita by Maria Lua and Adrian Freedman. It's fairly simple. It only uses 3 chords, and the right hand finger picking pattern is very straightforward. So I think this is a great song for beginners. I also really like this song because the lyrics are fairly minimal and straightforward and easy to learn, but they're also very powerful. The song Abuelita, Aguilita, we're calling upon the spirit of the little eagle, and we're asking it to come, 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 and show us to its path of wisdom. So let's start off with just the chord shapes. There's a verse and there's a chorus. The verse uses just 3 familiar and simple chord shapes, and the chorus uses the same 3 but adds a 4th as well. So we're gonna start with just an E minor variation. We're just gonna put our second finger on this E note on the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So we start and we're just gonna use our thumb and we're gonna alternate for this first E minor chord between the low E and your E on the 2nd fret, 4th string. And in between each thumb stroke, your first finger, middle finger, and ring finger are going to be on first fingers on your G string, second fingers on your B string, third fingers on your E string. And they're always just gonna go. So the right hand arpeggio pattern is thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Now, your index, middle, and ring finger are always going to stay on these 3 strings throughout the whole song, which is what makes this a great song for beginners. And your thumb is going to cover your 6th string, your 5th string, and your 4th string. So a little bit of mobility and moving around with your thumb, but not too much. It's not too bad. So we're going to start with an E minor, then we're going to go to a D minor variation, and this D minor, usually in D minor we have our first finger on this F, which is our 3rd, but instead we're going to do an add 9, so we're going to put our E on there. So that's an open D, 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, that's your A note. Pinky, I mean, you can do your 3rd finger. I like to do my pinky, but you can play it 2nd finger, 3rd finger. I would recommend 2nd finger and pinky because it's gonna help us transition. I'll show you when we move to our C chord. Your 3rd finger is already there and kind of ready to move to that C. So there's always a bit of a method to the madness when I'm using specific fingers. So we go from our E minor to our D minor, add 9, or D minor 9. Then we're going to go to a C. And this C, it's a C7 because instead of having our first finger on this 1st fret for your standard C chord, we're going to lift that up and let the open B ring out. Gives it just a little bit more of a mystical, pretty quality to me. So in the verse, our 3 chords, E minor, D minor 9, C major 7, E minor. And introducing or bringing in the right hand pattern, it's simply going to be so for the E minor, you're alternating between the low 6th string and the 4th string, the octaves. They're both an E note. Abuelita, ven, ven, ven. So we're gonna do our D minor to the C major 7 when we sing ven, ven, ven. So they move a little more quickly than the E minor. E minor, abuelita, 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 ven, ven, ven. So when you say your ven, on each ven, you should start the bass note of the next chord, right? So I start with abuelita, 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 ven, ven, ven. Abuelita, abuelita, ven, ven, ven. Now we're gonna go to the next part. I think I called this the chorus before, and that's probably not really the right way to describe the structure, but we'll just call it an A part and a B part. So the A part in the beginning, which we just played. Abuelita, Aguilita, ven, ven, ven. Now we'll go to the B part, which starts on the D minor 9, the same chord that we played. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. So the right hand pattern stays the same. We're always going thumb, index, middle, ring. And we're gonna start and we're gonna play our D minor 9 twice. And with this, we're going to start alternating our thumb between the 4th string and the 5th string. So we're gonna play it twice. The first time, our thumb is gonna start on the 4th string, playing this open D, and the second time is going to jump down to the 5th string on the A. So very slowly. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think we play it 4 times. Llévanos por tu camino. No, we only play it twice. Llévanos por. Then we're going to jump to an A minor, this chord shape here, and we're going to start with our thumb on the 5th fret. On the first time that we play the A minor, and the second time we're going to move it up to the 4th string. So the opposite of what we did for the D minor. The D minor we started on the 4th string, then 5th string. When we go to our A minor, we start on the 5th string, then thumb on the 4th string, right? Llévanos por tu camino. And then we go to our regular C chord. So instead of having our first finger lifted, we're putting it back down on the 1st fret on the C. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. And what I did there, so for the C chord, the right hand is going to do the same thing we did for the A minor, meaning we start on the 5th string with our thumb, and then we're going to move it up to the 4th string. But when we play that 4th string, we're just going to do a hammer-on, which is this. Hammer-on simply means we start with an open string, or whatever note that we were going to play before, and then we pluck that. So in this case, we're going to lift up our 2nd finger from our C chord, pluck the open D string, and then we're going to hammer on our 2nd finger down onto the note. If you haven't done a hammer-on before, it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of time to polish and get playing right. So I would recommend finding another video to learn a little bit more about how to do a hammer-on, but maybe it comes easier for you, where you just play the open note and then hammer your 2nd finger on. I'm using a decent amount of pressure here, more than I usually would, just to emphasize it so you can see it. So it's Llévanos por tu camino sabio. And you don't have to do the hammer-on. You can just go Llévanos por then we go right back to part A. Wella, 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 alas te unida. Wella, 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 alas te unida. Wella, 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 alas te unida. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. Llévanos por tu camino sabio. Then we're going to go into the cora, cora. And from there, we're going to go back to it's the same chords that we play in our B part. So D minor to A to C to E minor. Cora, cora, ora, oi, 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 oi. Here we're going to play the D minor 4 times though. 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 1, 2, C, 1, 2, E minor, 2, 1, 2. Cora, 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 oi, 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 oi. See that one more time? Cora, 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 oi, 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 oi. And there's just some instrumental soloing going over, but we're playing the same chords. And that's Aguilita by Maria Lua and Adrian Freedman. Again, my name is Devin, this is Daya, and this is Spiritual Guitar. I also have a Patreon, which I will link down in the description below. And in that Patreon, I have many other different medicine, music, song, video lessons and tutorials. I'm also a classical guitar player, so I have some classical exercises and technique concepts baked into all of those lessons and into all of my videos. And I also sell sheet music, so I'll write up some sheet music for this for you to follow along. It's sheet music and tabs, and I put that in the shop. So if you want something to follow along with, there it also is going to map out the fingerings that you should be using, and it's going to emphasize different parts that are a little trickier. So I recommend that you pick that up and you use that to follow along with as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time.